and it will be awesome. All right. This is the Makah EOC public briefing for May 25th, 2021. We'll go ahead and jump in. Dr. Cope, are you ready?
Yes, thank you, Chief Bruner. Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to pull up my slides and we'll get going. All right. So, happy to report that in Neah Bay we have no active cases at this time. We still have had 13 cases total, all recovered, and we have 0 individuals in official quarantine. Clallam County is still considered to be high risk with a percent positive of 3.5%. They have 34 active cases, 3 current hospitalizations, 10 total fatalities. Most recent one was 2 weeks ago, unfortunately. And just a reminder that actually all counties in Washington state are high risk except Columbia and San Juan County. So Columbia is over there on the southeastern corner and San Juan is up there in the San Juan Islands area. I do want to also let people know, or just a reminder, that we use the 2% mark for percent positive to define high risk. So there's right now, Clallam County has for a couple of days been below 75 new cases per 100,000, which the state uses to determine that they are at moderate risk. But we use the percent positive because it covers whether or not the county is testing sufficiently as well. So we know that if that percent positive is below 2%, it means that they're testing enough and that the actual risk is lower. So that's why we use that metric, and we've been doing that this whole time, but I just wanted to give a reminder since it's just time for a reminder. Sorry, my keyboard's not working. Okay, so this is just a visual of where Clallam County has been since March 2020, and this pretty steady decline right here, which is great. Just looking back at where we were about 2 months ago, and it was starting to look like cases were climbing again, and now I can be pretty sure that that's a pretty steady decline. Washington State is also heading into a pretty regular decline and has been so for the last couple of weeks. This is revisiting those projections that the Institute of Health Metrics and Epidemiology puts out of Seattle. So if you can also remember, back in March here was when we were starting to be paying attention to these and what would happen if we discontinued wearing masks and discontinued social distancing. And this solid line, everything to the left of this dotted line, is what actually happened. And then these are the projections over here. So now it looks like there's enough vaccinations to mean pretty little difference between these three, which is great. The green line is with universal masking, just for everyone's reference. The purple is what the current projections are. And then this red dash is if people stop wearing masks and stop doing the physical distancing in the appropriate scenarios, and if our vaccination efforts just stall at this point. The variants of concern have continued to increase in our area. And again, this is all confirmed based on genomic sequence testing, which not all positive tests end up getting genomic sequencing done. So just a reminder that I think this is largely an underrepresentative number of what the actual number is in our area, but it does give us a sense of how much it's growing. So for the cases in Washington, we are still seeing a pretty steady incline of the B117, which is known to be more transmissible. What we do know now, though, is that the vaccine is effective. So vaccine is effective and prevents severe disease from this variant. We do have 13 cases in Clallam County that are confirmed, likely more. And again, down here, the B1429, this one was from California that was very prevalent in Washington state right away, just because it got here before the B117 variant did. There's 3 confirmed in Clallam County. We have not heard yet from the Department of Health about the one case in Neah Bay that was sent for genomic sequencing. I don't know what the backlog is on that one case, but we'll certainly report out on it as soon as we hear. But clearly we do know that that case did not transmit to anyone else here in Neah Bay. that's good. We have all 3 vaccines available here at STIC. We're offering all of them at any time. So if you have not gotten the vaccine and you are at all inclined to do so, please call. And we will work around your schedule during our open hours. But we also run our clinics so that if you want to walk up, we have the clinics on Fridays that are Moderna, and that's for anyone 18 and up. On Thursdays at the community gym, we have Pfizer, and that's for anyone 12 and up. And just to report out, last week we had 59 first doses, which was a really great showing, and I'll report out on our percentages on the next slide. Johnson & Johnson, that one is just as requested. So again, just give us a call if you want to just do the single dose Johnson & Johnson. We have it here, and anyone 18 and up who hasn't had any of the other vaccines yet, just call and we will get it ready for you. So because our youth are rock stars, we are actually increased in our percentages. So anytime the FDA has increased access or given an authorization for an expanded age group, usually our percentage numbers drop because all of a sudden the bottom number is bigger. There's more people who are eligible for the vaccine. But our youth just really showed up, like I mentioned last Thursday, and actually bumped up our percentage for our residents in Neah Bay with 1 dose. So that's super exciting. They also brought in a number of their parents and guardians and older friends who maybe had previously been eligible, but weren't sure if they would get the vaccine. And so I just want to give a high praise and gratitude and just thankfulness for those youth really leading our community and getting our residents vaccinated. And those youth will come in for their second dose in 3 weeks, and that'll, I'm sure, bump up the number on the right that you see, which is the number of people with 2 doses. Also included on the right, because Johnson & Johnson, we'll have to change some of our labeling with our data. Johnson & Johnson is considered to be a single dose vaccine. You're fully vaccinated 2 weeks after you've had that 1 dose. So those numbers will be incorporated on the right chart that you see. And we will, again, change those numbers or change the labels to match fully vaccinated. So Johnson & Johnson is included on that right chart. Lastly, I wanted to talk about in the news last Friday, it came out that there is some concern or evolving investigation around cardiomyopathy, which is a condition of heart inflammation. And the worry was that is this possibly related to the vaccine, especially in some of the younger people who have had it. This hadn't actually happened anywhere in Washington state. There were 10 cases, to any youth in Washington state, but the concern is specifically has to do with youth and are they more at risk for cardiomyopathy after getting the vaccine. In Washington state, there have been less than 10 cases of cardiomyopathy in anyone who had recently gotten the vaccine. All of them were 16 and older. Some were Pfizer, some were Moderna. They were mild cases, nothing that had to be even treated clinically. And right now, the number of percentage that this is happening is not more than what typically happens just on a routine day-to-day basis with whether or not someone's had the vaccine. So to be clear, we're paying attention to this and following it. If there's anything that indicates that the vaccine is not safe, we will certainly discontinue and respond immediately. But I wanted to make sure everyone knows that we are following this very closely. And if they have any questions, we can certainly talk to anyone directly if they want to call or talk to their provider. All right, that's it for me, and I will pause for any questions at this time.
All right. Well, thank you for the update, Dr. Cope. Sorry. We'll go ahead and call on Patty.
Good morning, everyone. I just have a couple of minor items. Just an update that the tribe still has not received any funding from the American Rescue Relief Program. Councilman Tyler and I have participated on 3 calls now with Treasury, still going over the method that they're using for the distribution of the funds. And the tribe would most likely be providing input on that in the month of June. And then if you receive the chairman's letter dated May 18th, you'll know that we will have a fireworks show on this year's 4th of July. And the council also approved the regular 15 firework permits. So if anybody's interested in having a fireworks stand, they can apply to Brittany Olson. She'll be in the office starting next Tuesday. And she will start distributing permits June 7th until they've all been claimed. So if you know of anyone that might want to have a fireworks stand, all the current health order and protocols are still in place and must be followed when people are frequenting the fireworks stands. That's all I have, unless there's any questions.
All right. Well, thank you, Patty. I'll go ahead and go into the EOC updates. So we don't have many. I just want to remind everybody tomorrow we will have the mask and hand sanitizer distribution at the Village Market from 9 to 3. So come out if you need a mask or you need to fill up your hand sanitizers. We will fulfill that and get everybody taken care of. Also want to remind everybody, if you need to follow information, please check on the stick.org website so you can be up to date. The site's frequently checked and updated with all the information. Other than that, I don't see any questions posed in the chat at this time. So we will go ahead and close this meeting out. I want to thank everybody for attending and all the ones who will be listening in the future. Thank you to the Makah EOC staff, the stick staff, and also to Makah Tribal Council. Keep it up, Makah. You're doing great. So you guys have a great day and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.